You're not a workaholic. You're a hunt-a-holic. And there's a massive fucking difference. I'm gonna be real. This video is probably gonna be more of like a yap session than like structured wisdom or like delivered insight. I'm gonna be honest. I need to correct some beliefs in your mind that society has put upon you, and you've judged yourself for probably all of your life because you're like this. And I'm gonna make you stop judging yourself with this video. All right, awesome. There are certain people who strive. And they don't just strive because there's something outside of them that they want. They strive because inside it feels like it's the only thing that actually makes sense. And so they move. They think about a lot of things. They build a lot of things. They create a lot of things. They have a lot of relationships. They have a lot of opportunities. They have a lot of connections. They're the kind of people who never really sit still. Society has judged us and told us that, you know, you gotta like meditate more, you gotta be more present, or, you know, you gotta stop looking for the world to satisfy you or something like that. And the thing is, what they're getting at is fair. The problem is none of them are actually holding the nuance of our experience. I am. So I'm gonna give you the real shit. Because the problem is you're not addicted to work. No, that's too surface level. The problem is you are made for the hunt. And that's not the problem. The problem is you've been judging yourself for being made for the hunt. That's the problem. You've been trying to operate in a linear paradigm of like, you know, being like a farmer. Farmers wake up, they do the same thing every day, they have the same routine, and they do that for 10, 20 years, and that works for them. And they compound like that. We don't do that. That kind of shit would drive us crazy. We need novelty. Not because we're on this like egoic fucking thrill chase, but because if we already know what's happening, how are we gonna learn? The fuck? So we have to go explore new things. We have to try new things. We need novelty. We need contrast. We need risk. We need adventure. We need these things. They aren't optional. They are the tickets. They are the price to pay for growth. And the thing is, most people don't thrive growing in the unknown. Most people don't want to go out into the forest and be changed from that place of unknownness. It's fucking terrifying for most people. But for you and me, it's the only place we feel alive. And so your feeling of unease when you come back and you start making maps and you start telling people and you start doing all of these things where you're no longer in the hunt, but you're telling people and you're building things from the hunt. You think that that is the place you should be. You think that you should be satisfied in the mapping, in the building. It's like, I wish I could just feel like this was enough for me. You're judging yourself because you think that mapping or creating structures or anything else is the point when it's fucking not. It's not. If you keep believing this fucking BS, you're going to keep judging yourself and you're going to keep staying in this pattern of shame your entire life. I'm trying to release you from it. You were made to hunt. That's it. Not to hunt for outcomes. Not to hunt so that you can make maps. Not to hunt so that you can make terrain and explore and explain to other people. No, no, no. You were made to hunt. That's it. Because there's something in you that burns to fucking know. That burns to be. That burns to become. And if you don't express it, it's gonna fucking kill you. That's why. That's why you hunt. Everything else you do, the maps you make, the wisdom that lives inside of you that you can share with other people, all of those other things are downstream of the hunt. If the hunt ever goes, everything else falls. You know why? Because the hunt was the source. It was the thing that was actually sustaining everything else. It was only from the integration and the overflow that the hunt gave you that you could even build those things, that you could even give those things. This is why builders who retire after, you know, they sell their business and then they don't get into another project, they fucking die. They didn't have anything to live for because they weren't living for the hunt anymore. And this is the thing that really triggered me to start making this video. Man, I fucking love Alex Hormozi. I love the dude, man. I love him. Alex Hormozi has given me so much. If by any chance Alex Hormozi is watching this video, or even Layla, yo, to the Mosies, thank you for all that you guys do for other people, for business in general. But thank you specifically for what you've given me. Because I can't tell you just how much the mindsets you've given me and the tactics to actually play the game of business properly, the mindsets for personal development and for business, I can't tell you how much they've given me. And so, you know, like, I haven't actually fully watched the Alex Hormozi, Tony Robbins podcast. I only watched like the first like 5-10 minutes of it. A lot of people think that like Alex Hormozi just like idolizes suffering or something. They think that like he thinks that like absolutely nothing matters and that like the universe just is a piece of trash and that like suffering is the only way to get what you want. This is way too binary of a read of Alex. That is not what he thinks. Nor is it his position on suffering. Here's the thing that people don't understand. Growth often comes with growing pains. Is what it is. That's the suffering here Mosey's talking about. If you want to grow, and if you want to constantly grow, expect suffering to come with that growth. And if you want constant growth, expect constant suffering. Suffering isn't, life is horrid, be apathetic, it's all useless, what's the point? No. Suffering is signal that your infinite nature, which is currently compressed, is expanding. That's what it is. Suffering is, there's something currently dense and stuck, and I'm forcing it to grow into a larger container. That is not fun or easy or fully flowing all the time. It's hard and it's heavy and it's not easy. And people think that like if you want to grow, you can just like say I want to grow and just say it and think it and feel it real hard and something's going to happen. That's not how life fucking works. You got to put action into your fucking intent and desire. If you want to change the physical world, you better know physical action is going to come with that. The distance between your internal desire and your exterior reality has a price of expansion. That expansion comes with growing pains. So if you want to grow and you want to pay the price, you better fucking know that that price is going to come with some pain. And you better be like, all right, let's do it. The problem is most people, especially most spiritual motherfuckers, man, you spiritual motherfuckers really think you know what you're talking about and you fucking don't. The problem is most people think that like Hormozi is coming from this perspective of you have to suffer to grow. You have to suffer to get what you want. And that's the only experience. That it's like you can't have joy within the suffering. You can't have happiness or contentment within the suffering. You can't have fulfillment within it. No, it's just both. That's it. It's hard and you love it. It's fucking a struggle and it's worth it. It's painful and it's enlivening. Stop collapsing perspectives. It's just both. The fuck? Like, that's it. That's it. And the problem is, if you're a hunter, society has told you this BS that your constant desire for the hunt means that, like, you're an egomaniac or something. And it's just not true. It's because inside you are infinite and all you can do is go find new things to expand that infiniteness and express it in new ways. That's the only thing that actually gets you. That's why you go to sleep at 1 a.m. and you wake up at 5 a.m. ready to fucking hunt again. Not because you're addicted to the grind, because you can't not fucking move. You can't not move. A lot of people think that like working is just about work. That like change and transformation is just about work. It's not. There is the work itself, there is rest, there is prep, and there is play. These are 4 crucial aspects to the transformation process. There is the work itself. If you're a hunter, that's the hunt. That's like the channel desire. I want this, I'm going to do it. For me right now, I'm sitting here recording this video. I'm working on this video. There is prep. There is I'm preparing myself to get ready. That's like me knowing what the title of this video is going to be so I understand what it is. That was me earlier at like 9 a.m. when I had the musing for this idea. I mean, I had the idea for this video. Fuck. And so I wrote it down. You feel what I'm saying? That's the prep. So that when I got into the hunt, I already knew what I was going to do. Prep is basically delegating external load and like mechanical load, things that would cause friction to your future self. It's doing those things now so that your future self can just flow. That's why prep is so important. There's rest. There's time away from the hunt. But there's not just rest, there's play. Play is when desire is open, right? So like work, the hunt is channel desire. It's focused. It's the line, right? Let me get back to this example. The line. Play is the circle. It's open desire. The oscillation, the dance between these two, the union between these two is what generates the delta, the triangle, change. I like to think in shapes. They're helpful. When you bring the line, work, channel, desire, and you bring the circle, play, together, change happens, the triangle, delta, transformation. You are always in the process of becoming, of the alchemical process of change. When you're hunting, when you're working, you're in the process. When you're prepping, you're in the process. When you're resting, you're in the process, you're integrating. When you're in play mode, you're... Here's the thing. Work mode is channel desire. Play mode is open desire. Work mode is when you build the pressure. Play mode is the pressure valve release. Rest is when you integrate. And prep is when you do things now, mechanical things, admin things, things that would take you out of the flow state, so that future you that's in the hunt doesn't have to worry about those things. Those are all 4 critical aspects of the alchemical process, of the transformation process. You have to respect all 4 of these things. The dance between work and play and the rest that happens in between the oscillation of those things, those aren't separate from your work. Those aren't separate from your personal development. They aren't separate from your business development. They are the process. Everyone in the world is going to tell you, slow down. They're going to tell you to stop hunting. They're going to tell you to, relax or, take time off or any of this BS because they want you to live how they live. That's not how you're fucking built. You weren't made to stay in the tribe and to stay in the community all day for 8 to 10 hours. You were made to be out in the forest and hunting for 8 to 10 hours. And then when you come back, you stay in the community, you rest, you integrate, you play, you have a good time, you share your wisdom, you do all of those things. That's not your primary mode of operation. Your primary mode of operation is the hunt. And so you need to spend your time in the tribe doing prep so your hunt is effective. You need to spend your time in play so that you're not only focused on the hunt, and you're actually open and you can actually receive things. You need rest. You can integrate all those things. You transmit, you build things, you teach others, you serve others from the place of integration that the hunt, the prep, the rest, and the play gives you. You never stop hunting because you want to start serving other people. The hunt is the only thing that makes service possible. Never forget that. If you're a lever of civilization, a statesman, a religious leader, a founder, someone who carries real weight, and someone who understands pressure and who thrives under it, and you think that my mind and my system diagnosis, my ability for interior translation would be valuable for helping your human mission composite stay aligned with its truth, I want to invite you to my one-to-one polymath architect advisory. You can book a 15-minute call with me, first link description, and we can talk next moves.